Imagine a big, beautiful rug, right? A tapestry type thing, and it's sitting on the floor. And you as a human, you look down and you can admire its like the beauty, the design, right? You can see it all. Your customer is the bug in the rug. They're like a little, whatever, tiny bug, a nice little tiny bug. And they're crawling through, and all they see are these walls of fiber, right? They don't see whatever the design is on the rug. Does that make sense? Okay? Therefore, you need to get into the eyes of your customer, and that's what these note cards are for, is you're going to write out your membership content, and when you do, you can spread it out. Let's say you can map it. You know how people like to put up sticky notes and arrows and mind map? You can do that, but then when you're done, you got to stack them into a tiny stack and say, this is the customer experience. What's on the first card? Welcome. Okay, move that card to the back. What's here, right? So it's like a slide deck, pretty much. But these are your, you'll use these to make your content. So anytime you think, I need to make a module or a product or whatever, just put it on one of these note cards. And then later you can kind of start to sort them. And you can realize, I need an additional card, or I need to take a card out, right? The reason I say this on optimizing user experience from the start is because I think if it's easier, at least for me and for most of the membership site builders I've talked to kind of think it through and envision it before they build it. Because you start to build it and you're like, no, not like that. Well, what do you want? Well, it's hard to describe, So, okay, note card exercise. I kind of described the bug in the rug. You guys have a few note cards. Let's just do a basic version of this. So you don't have to do 3 sections. You could do 4. I have 4 stages. But my challenge to you right now is if you had to break up your whole intellectual property world into just 3 categories, what would they be? Let's do this exercise for, in total, we'll have about 8 minutes. So at any point, if you want more, there's other colors, there's other note cards. But when you have all 3 of your things just written on 3 note cards, raise your hand. Those of you who are maybe consultants or their business isn't exactly a membership site, right? You're building them. You can think of this for your clients, but I do also think you can use this to map processes, right? Any sort of onboarding, production process. And you would in theory, you don't have to do it now, but when you get some time or back at your room or on the plane. By the way, the thing about the note cards, the reason I like them is I would take them in my pocket when I traveled. I was traveling a ton for work, so I'd get them out on the plane, and I'd be, working, right? Just like somebody on their laptop messing with their slides. But I felt way more efficient. I would draw, I would make notes, I would cross things out, I would scribble, right? And then eventually I would take those note cards and transfer them into a slide, but only after I would shuffle through them and just be like, yep, right? Smooth, I like it. Oh, something's missing, put it in. Okay, now it's smooth. So again, you're just doing section 1 into 3. And again, only for section 1, go 3 under it, and then for the first piece of that, go 3 under it. So right now we're kind of down in the weeds a little bit into your content, but this will be your user's first experience, right? So section 1.1.1, let's say, is what they're going to see first if you stack them up. This is the rug, by the way. I didn't realize it was in here, right? This is when I show my content and it's a big, giant thing of slides. That's what I see and think about. I understand the structure, but they don't. They see one header, welcome, right?
So another way to think about this is ultimately why is someone going to be a paying customer of your membership site? And it's to get a desired outcome. And so thinking about who's going to buy this, what are the steps to take them from where they're at to get that desired outcome? And that's what those top level steps are, or stages, or steps in a process. And so that's one way of thinking through it too. It's like, what are the 4 core components? What are the 3 stages? What are the 6 steps of your methodology to get that outcome that you help people get?
Yeah, let's bring him the mic. So tell us what you're thinking, or what you're struggling with.
I'm just struggling with how to divide it up into 3 sections. So I have a membership site that is for loan officers in the mortgage industry, and we have modules to help them learn how to do different pieces. We've got an 8.
Do you mind coming up here?
Sure.
Let's have you, just because, come on up, give him a hand, come on up, have a seat. I'll sit by you. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we have a membership site that has modules, we have a community, and we have 7 live events a month that we host. So yeah, that's that basically in a nutshell.
So what are they? Loan officers?
They're loan officers, and we've broken it down into 8 different disciplines, starting with essential knowledge, all the way to legacy and freedom, and everything in between.
Okay.
And so we walk them through it their 8 steps, and they can enter the journey in different places. So you'll have some people that are brand new, some people that are basically at the apex of their career, and they're trying to take it to the legacy and freedom.
Okay. So let's just take the brand new person for a second.
Okay.
You have 8 things. If I forced you to pick 3, you could only have 3. What would they be?
If I'm brand new, I would think they'd want to come in and learn.
Okay.
The next thing they want to do is start to apply. And the next thing they would do is start to optimize.
Perfect. So those could be your, learn the process, apply the process, optimize the process. So you could easily, meaning when I go into your site, you could say, learn, apply, optimize, right? And if I'm an expert, optimize. If I'm not quite a newbie, and I'm ready, I'm chomping at the bit, ready to get going, right in the middle. But then somebody new can come in and go 1, 2, 3, but anybody else can drop in.
Okay.
Does that make some sense?
It does make sense.
Perfect.
Okay.
And by the way, if you write down, for example, what I just said, that's the beauty of these note cards, and you're like, I don't like this one, throw it away, right? Cross it out, write something new. And so the reason, when I say like gun to your head and write, the reason is because you're going to start writing, and that will actually trigger thought. And so I would even suggest, guys, that you write something you intend to throw away, meaning just iterate. I'm all about iterations. My first version of everything I've ever done sucked. I'm sure most of ours, right? So is that helpful?
It does. It is helpful.
Perfect.
Micah, just a man thought.
Yeah, thank you. Let's give him a hand, guys.
So since you already have a bunch of content, I think you're actually in a really great position. And this might be blasphemy in Micah's eyes, but I'm not sure it has to be 3 or 4 or 2 or whatever. But I think
Cut his mic off.
but the wisdom in the 3, 3, 3, 3 nested like that is human nature is to get overwhelmed when there's too many steps. And so if you're able to take those 8 and say, you know what, these 2 go in this bucket and these 3 go in this bucket and some others go in another bucket, so that you can actually get it so that visually and mentally it's, there's 3 steps. And then inside the next one, it's like, there's only 3 things to do, right? And so maybe there's 3 that go under learn and 3 that go under apply and whatever. I'm not sure what your content looks like, but there's wisdom in the structure. It's not just Micah making stuff up. You're trying to get people need to go through the content, and the biggest problem with membership sites is people don't go through the content. Right? They go through the first couple things and they just get distracted and they never finish. And I think the wisdom in this is it's going to help people get through the content because it feels like there's bite-sized things ahead. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Thank you very much. Here is the course outline, right? Cards. And I love what Tyler was saying about yours, because if you have 8, right, let's say you just add like an orientation module, you have 9, that's 3 sets of 3, right? Easy to break out. And not everything instantly falls into place, right? I'm not expecting you to write it right now and it's like, it's beautiful, thank you, Micah. It's more just like, okay, I think what he said is perfect, like it's just simplifying.